Toad sat quietly. He had been thinking about Soda's monster, a fabled creature that liked to eat engines and vagrants. Nia had been talking about it for the last week, ever since she became the official storyteller and prankster of the island. It's covered in mud and leaves. Smells like glue and water. And it smells like raw fish too. You can find it in muddy ponds anywhere, she said to anybody and everyone she met. Oliver thought Toad was being silly. You're being afraid of nothing. Nia is supposed to give us a good laugh, even if it is a silly story. I'm not sure, Mr. Oliver. This feels a little too far. Don't worry, Nia knows what she's doing. If anything bad were to happen, we'd have a sign. But, Mr. Oliver, it's just a silly story, Toad. Alright? I suppose you're right, Mr. Oliver. Toad listened to Oliver, but the story got worse and worse and worse. They had just stopped at Wellsworth when Donald came down from the docks, out of breath. He was carrying a passenger train, and he stopped at Wellsworth to drop off his passengers. Did you hear, Ollie? They spotted that wee monster down at the docks eating brake vans. Brake vans, I tell you. You too, Donald. I should hope not. It's just a silly story. Besides, poor Toad right next to you there had just gotten it out of his mind. There's no such thing as a scary monster that eats rolling stock for breakfast. Toad heard everything, and he did not think he felt much better afterwards. Can we just stay away from ponds today, Mr. Oliver? Or perhaps maybe even you could leave me here for the day. Peep, peep. Oliver was losing patience very quickly. He was about to say something whenever an idea flew into his smoke box. Wait, he said to Toad. Why don't we have you pretend to be the monster? That way we can scare everybody and you'll get back at Nia. I'm not too sure, Mr. Oliver. Wouldn't this cause some confusion and delay? We might get in trouble. I wouldn't want the Topham Hat to be angry at you. Toad, 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 have I ever led you astray? This will help you face your fear. Toad finally gave in, so Oliver told him a plan in which they planned to go to Croven's Gate and have him be dressed up as a monster. While Toad was rotated, Oliver himself went backwards, found a turntable, and was soon ready. Coupled up to the Charlie's trucks. And once Toad was done being spun around, which definitely broke multiple workplace violation safety regulations, Oliver and Toad headed with the train for Croven's Gate. The train was soon passed through Edward Station and began to make its way up Gordon's Hill. Are you sure about this, Mr. Oliver? Toad asked as they slowly climbed the hill. Oliver didn't reply. As they reached the top and were about to be at Marin Station, the coupling between Oliver and Scruffy snapped. The train lurched for a second, and Oliver braked, but the train went down further down the hill, with poor Toad at the front. As Toad barreled down through Wellsworth, he hit a trolley full of glue and landed all over him, barely missing James as he pulled out into the other line. "Hey, watch it!" James exclaimed. At Crosby, Thomas was coming down the line, but Toad rammed him off the tracks and continued on towards the Knapford. "Ouch! Be careful, Toad," Thomas called. Toad was long gone. Nia was at Knapford Station talking to Percy whenever she saw Toad covered in leaves and mud and fish and other things coming down the line. "The monster is taking the trucks back to his lair," she cried. "And I'm next!" Her driver and fireman quickly got in, and Toad followed them after. Nia was still trying to get away from Toad whenever she derailed on the points. Ah! Oh. Oh. "Here they come! This is the end! It was nice knowing all of you guys." Toad put on his brake, and with a screech, trying his best to stop, Toad came to a screech, shaking and rattling, and all the goo and ick on him flew off and landed on Charlie. "Hey, watch it! I just got this cleaned." "So did I, and you don't hear me being vain about it, Charlie." "Sometimes I wish I was the older one." "You are the older one. You were built almost 100 years before me." "Ah, right. You are right, Wood Charlie." "I always am, Charlie." "Sorry about that, Miss Nia. Oliver's plan worked a little too well for the both of us." "Oliver's plan? What do you mean by Oliver's plan?" "Well, I wanted to get back at you. You've been telling all those scary stories. Poor Toad here. He's gone crazy. We had to do something about it, you see, Nia." "I suppose you're right, Oliver. I'm sorry, everyone. Toad and Oliver are the true pranksters and scary storytellers. They really got me." Oliver and Toad. 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 Well, Toad, I must say, I think that worked out perfectly. There might have been some crashes and incidents, but this is Thomas and Friends. Everything will be alright by the next episode. "You do have a point, Mr. Oliver, but there's one thing we must do before we end." "What, Toad?" I have to end the story." You're right about that one, Toad. Alright, here I go. Thank you all, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Thomas fans, and random people who clicked on this video for watching episode 2, Toad and the Monster. And that's a wrap!